Well, today was kind of a weird day, so this is going to be probably a little more of like a personal video, not necessarily in the gears and gadgets realm, but recently I watched a video where Kenny Wallace, NASCAR driver, shared some medical stuff.
I think I'm going to tell you the update on my health because I think it can help people.
And that was kind of what my day was like today. So this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets, for those of you who don't know. Back with another video a day till this channel hits 100K. Again, today was kind of a weird day. I almost didn't even do a video, almost broke the streak. But then I said, you know what? Why not? I'll kind of share the story of what happened. Several things. Number one, I ended up passed out at the doctor's today, which is a whole nother story in and of itself. But the reason I decided to share this, again, Kenny Wallace just shared almost the exact same thing that I've been going through.
I felt like I had food kind of getting stuck, having a hard time with food going down my esophagus.
About a year ago, I was at a meeting for work in Atlanta, traveled across the country, was eating lunch in a cafeteria amongst just coworkers, no customers or anything. And I was eating a sandwich and it felt like it got like lodged in my throat. So I tried to wash it down with a Sprite, which made it even worse because the carbonation it was all bad. So I ended up like getting up off the table and going to the bathroom, and I ended up actually throwing up in the trash can. But then afterwards, I was like, I felt okay. So over the course of like, I don't know, early last year to maybe around like November of this past year, it would happen intermittently, and I was just like, I got to get that checked out. But then it would go away, so I would forget about it. Then it would happen again. I'm like, I got to go to the doctor. But I've had this like weird situation for the last few years. Like my primary doctor changed offices and my insurance didn't take them, so I lost primary. So it was just like it was a whole thing. Well, this past November, attending a Polaris press event out at the Dunes, and when I got there, I'm always like amazed with the other YouTubers that I get to meet at these events. I'm always meeting new, really cool YouTubers, and on occasion meeting much larger YouTubers than myself. And this was one of those events. I see Brad DeBerti there, and I'm like, man, I've been watching Brad for a long time. Brad DeBerti's the man, him and his dad, and just two people that I felt like just through their videos that I kind of already knew. It's a weird thing with YouTube. It's also weird that I get to experience it on both sides of the camera here. But go to this event, I introduced myself to Brad, and you know, we're kind of chatting, and then dinner comes. We sit down for dinner, and I get this sensation, like food is stuck. And it's not like it's lodged in my throat. It's like down here almost, where it just like stops moving. And I can't tell if it wants to go up or down. And it's like this really weird thing. I tried to wash it down, and that's something that I've kind of learned over time, is like sometimes I can just wash it and it kind of goes down. Well, I tried that. So I'm sitting there, we're chatting with Brad, his dad, and it's just a table of really other great content creators. And all of a sudden I start kind of like, what'll happen is I'll get like this hiccupy feeling. Well, the hiccupy feeling, because there's food there, gets even worse. And then it turns into like a throw up kind of feeling. I stand up. Now keep in mind, I just met Brad, and you know, I still have these moments of like, I'm trying to make an impression as a smaller YouTuber. Boy, did I. I stand up, and you know, sure enough, it kind of goes into this like kind of heaving motion. And all of a sudden everybody's like, are you okay? Are you okay? They all think that I'm choking and dying, which I probably kind of was. And all of a sudden I just yacked up my dinner. It's more like almost throwing up just like the liquid that was put up on top of it. So it was like really weird. And I'm like, no, I'm good. And you know, the look on everybody's faces is like terror. Like they all thought I was choking. So that was November. And I'm like, I got to get this looked at. Well, through the course of that, you know, we go through the holidays, and I'm still trying to look for a primary, kind of let it go. Over the last couple of weeks, it's got worse. Now, passing out at the doctor's office today, that was, man, I got to tell you, this is another embarrassing thing to bring up. But I say embarrassing. I'm actually totally fine with it because I'm very prepared for it. But I've done this my whole life. Anything bloody, I'm out. And it used to bother me, like, man, I must be a wuss. But then as I started dealing with this as more of like an adult, I remember I told my father about it the one day. I'm like, man, like anytime, and he's like, I'm the same way. So come to find out, there's this thing called a vasovagal response, I think is what they call it, where I think it runs in men. I don't think it's typically a female thing, where your body, it's like a 100% subconscious thing. Like your body gets to a point where with anything like blood or medical or whatever, something in your body happens and blood pressure drops to 0, you pass out, and it's weird because for me, I get this like sweaty palm feeling, and for years, I'll tell doctors like, it's coming. And I've now to the point where anytime I go in to like give blood or anything, I say, hey, just to let you know, I pass out pretty easy. And they're always like, oh, you'll be fine. Don't worry. It's like, I don't need a pep talk. this is what happens. It's just, I don't need support. I just need you to know that you might have a 210-pound dead weight here in like 10 seconds. So for my whole life, I've been able to say it's coming, and then I pass out. So very aware of it, and I'll pass out, and I'm right back up within the matter of like 30 seconds, and I recover super quick. And then after I recover, it's fine. They can do whatever they need to do. Once that initial drop happens, I'm good to go. So I have no problem with the medical stuff. I've actually had times where I go in, give blood, totally fine, no problem. Just happens in really weird spots. So today was probably the worst that it happened, maybe ever, where I actually didn't pass out. I just went straight sweat, and I'm talking like sweating like I've never sweat ever in my life, just running down my arms. My shirt was soaked, and they were looking at me like, oh my, like what, this guy's dying. So all the next thing you know, there's like 4 nurses in there. They're fanning me down. One's taking blood pressure. She's going, oh, I can't even get the reading on his arm. It's so faint. And they're asking me if I'm having chest pains. And seeing the fear in their face was like, I'm familiar with this, but why are they so scared? If they're scared, should I be scared kind of thing? It's like this back and forth. And then I ended up laying there for like 15 minutes until everything kind of came back, and they came back in. They said, oh, you got the color back. So that's a whole nother thing in and of itself. But, all that to say, I'm kind of like, after going through that pass out experience, it just sacks me of energy. So I got home, sat on the couch, watched TV for a little bit, ate some breakfast, because I had, at that point, before I went to the doctor's, I had dinner the night before, choked on that, actually threw up a good portion of last night's dinner. And then went in this morning without eating breakfast or lunch, which it was actually breakfast because it was 10 o'clock this morning. So came home, ate breakfast, lunch, whatever, it was fine. Took that down. Today, ate dinner, that went down fine. Again, it kind of comes and goes, but the doctor is kind of recommending, basically saying that there might be some acid reflux going on, which I was like, I don't really get that much acid reflux. But there are times like where maybe I will get it. He said, yeah, a lot of times you can actually have it where doesn't come all the way up, but you might actually have it where you have some disruption there, and that can actually cause some scarring on the esophagus, and we'll check that out. So at 42 years old now, he's like, you got to go to the GI doctor, and they'll put you down and have the camera go down, do that whole thing, take a look, and just make sure nothing more serious is going on. And then I said, while I'm there, 42 years old, also the family history of Crohn's, all that, I said probably should get the colonoscopy too. And he goes, just make sure they do the top first, which I kind of chuckled. He's like, it's two different cameras. I get it. But so just kind of a lot going on. Today was a rough day, but I decided to share this. I was literally going to break the streak of videos today and just go, what, I'm exhausted. It was a rough day. My daughter came home from school. She had her summer camp, and she had a real emotional day. Having a 8 going on 9-year-old daughter is sacked full of emotion as well. And I tell you, just absolutely wiped today. But all was not lost. I did have a couple things accomplished. Got to run to the dump earlier and get rid of some things I had to get rid of, and do some back-end YouTube, paying bills, all that kind of stuff today. So just thought, what, maybe I'll come out here, share this story. If Kenny Wallace can do it, he's a NASCAR driver, I can do it too. Thank you very much for tuning in. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to be taking my truck, actually the next couple days, I think. I'm going to run some tests on some DEF. I've got some things that I got to work out, grab a trailer, get this side-by-side out, a whole bunch of things. So lots of stuff coming up. With that said, thank you very much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. See you guys tomorrow.